today is our second period professor today is going to be Tom Hobbs, the man in the hat. Tom will be working from the Motivational Strategies, Level 1, Intro to Vocal Variety Only. Have you ever wished that you could speak and have everyone listen instantly? In the mouse family, Mama's voice has that kind of power. When a picnic adventure turns into a race with an agitated villain, her words make the difference. As you hear the story, you'll discover how vocal variety can add drama, excitement, and impact to anything you say, whether you're telling a tale or stopping trouble in its tracks. Here's the man in the hat sharing a story he is well known for throughout elementary schools. Please help me welcome Tom Hobbs with The Barking Mouse. The Barking Mouse, Tom Hobbs.
Now it's a full room here. Be ready to look left and right. If you've heard the phrase, mother knows best, look right. At least two of them did. Yeah, mother knows best. Reminds me of a tale. Now this tale I originally heard and learned it from a Puerto Rican author. But my words to roll it off in Spanish, they kind of failed. So I took my best way and I switched it a wee bit. If you hadn't noticed, I'm a fan of Smittix. So I tell it from a tale from the other point of view, from across the aisle. You see, it was a wee mouse family. And Mama, she got up, poked her head out of the hole and looked around. It was a blessed day, it was, because the sky was blue and there was no rain. She knew this would be the day. No school for the kids. They could go for a picnic. They popped back down in the hole. Woke up Papa, says, get the picnic basket, the blanket. I'll get the kids. We're going to go have a picnic today. It's the best day of all days. So they did. Papa got the basket and the blanket. And, hey, I need some help here. These two kids, we need to give them a name. Got to give them a name. Somebody give me a shout out. What's a good name, a wise name for an older and wiser sister? Give me a shout out, please.
Emily.
Emily. Perfect. And of course, if Emily's the older, wiser sister, what's the younger Henry brother's name?
Tom.
Pipsqueak.
Pipsqueak it is then. Also known as Tom. All right. So, Mama woke up Emily and Pipsqueak and got him up and says, we're going to pack the picnic basket. We're going on a great adventure today. Up and out, the sun is out and there's no rain. We'll have a picnic in the meadow. So they did. So they started loading all the great things in the basket. You know, they had to have some cheese, of course. And of course, Papa, he had to have a bit of Guinness, you know, of course. And a few other things, of course. For our club, who else? We couldn't go without having some tuna fish. Somebody shout out at least one more item that you take up in the picnic basket, please.
Bacon.
Bacon. That must come from that wolf that we heard about earlier. They put the basket so full, they got up, and up the hole they're going, and Mama, she stopped. Turned. Now, you be cautious. Watch for those that fly. Watch for those that crawl. And watch for those that lie. They did. They popped out. Papa found a beautiful place, laid out the blanket. The food came out. He's eating cheese, eating a sandwich, having a little tuna fish sandwich on a cracker. Oh, smell of bacon kind of warming in the sun. And of course, having a Guinness or three, you know. And it didn't take long before Papa and Guinness. It happens in the sun. Emily and Tom go, Mama, well, Papa's asleep. Can we go off on an adventure? Oh, you can, but we got to watch for the things that fly, the things that crawl, and the things that lie. All right, we can do that. Sure enough, Emily led the way, and they started off, and across the meadow they go, up and down and over a few little creeks and around the wall, and they hit a big rock wall. A rock wall had big rocks. And every once in a while, there'd be a hole, and so they'd peer through it. Tom looked through, and sure enough, they started figuring out it was the backs of people's homes, because they looked through and there was a big garden, and flowers, and vegetables, zucchinis even. They continued on their adventure. Another hole they looked through, and a man had been taking his car apart, working in the backyard, and there's tires everywhere. Well, they continued. Tom came to the next hole. A little pipsqueak, he snuck through, and he looked, shook his head. Emily, you take a look. She shook. Let's look through the next hole. And they went, there's another bigger hole next door. Because what they saw first was a long little line. And the second hole, they saw two of the biggest roundest and longest and longest looking back at him. Do you have any clue what it might have been? Give a shout out. Yes? Oh, okay, one. Yes, you're right. A gato. A cat. A lazy cat, according to Tom. Because he looks through that cat. He's sitting there, has a bowl on one side of his head of milk, a bowl on the other side of his head of kibble, and he just goes, Tom says, you're a lazy cat. You don't hardly move. Your tongue does all the work, and you're getting fatter and fatter. Emily, don't. Emily says, you shouldn't talk like that. She tried to stop him, but he can't move. There's no big fear here. The more Tom talked, the more the cat's tail moved from the first hole. The more his front legs went down and lower he got, and his back legs were higher, and his legs got lower, and his legs got higher, and his legs got even lower than they ever could go before. And boom! Jumped right up on top of the wall, sitting on top of the rock wall looking down at him. Emily and Tom were no fools. They turned and ran. Like they should run. Quick, they run. Boom! Mama, papa, mama, papa, mama, papa. They could hear coming behind them. It wasn't far behind them. Mama, papa, mama, papa. Papa, what's going on? Mama got, I see it. Mama, papa, mama, papa. Sure enough, Mama's standing straight up. She's looking tall. She sees what's going on. Papa got up. She sees what's going on. And he stood behind Papa. He stood behind Mama. His rightful place, you know. Emily got there. Boom. The cats were still coming. Emily got there. Stood behind Papa. And of course, yeah, that little pipsqueak, he got right behind the back. The cat kept getting closer and closer. Mama just kept going. And the closer the cat got, the more, and the closer the cat got, and just about the time the cat got right to where they're sitting on the blanket, she goes, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And the cat turned and ran away. Mama turned and said, "See, that's why you should always know a second language." Now I tell that story. It's my second favorite story to tell in schools of every age. I can go from kindergarten all the way to 12th graders or even seniors. If you want to hear my favorite story, it's called The Purple Gorilla. Be at Miss McGuire's class next Thursday, South Denver Elementary. Cheers.
Thank you, Tom. We are now going to return control to our facilitator, also known as our principal of praise and pointers. I'll remind him that Melanie will be the written evaluator. You have the opportunity to invite up to 6 different members and guests to make their comments on pointers of what went well and what suggestions there are for improvement. Please help me welcome Rajiv.
Thank you, Susan. For this segment, I'm going to invite Rosemary, Matran, Peter, Andrew Robbins, and Janine Refkington. And at the end, I would love to invite Aaron again. So let's start with Rosemary.
Thank you, Rajiv. Tom, as always, you are an amazing storyteller. I was so into, and you do it so we can visualize. I saw every mouse, I saw where they were, I saw the cat. Just a great job. Really, really great story. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one will be Matron.
Yes, thank you, Tom. That was great. I know. How do you do the galloping or the horse? That was amazing. Anyway, I was looking for something to get you to improve, but I couldn't find any. So excellent job.
Okay, over to you, Peter.
Tom, I really enjoyed the process of hearing you take what's a fairly simple joke and drag it out into a pretty long shaggy dog story, give you lots of opportunity to play with the words. For the goals of the project, it sounded like it was vocal variety. I would have liked to hear a little less of the manic rapid fire delivery. I would have liked to hear a little more variety that way, a little lower, a little more calmer. I think that really would have added more impact to when you got to the high impact speech. Otherwise, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, great shaggy dog story. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'd like to invite Janine.
I thought that was an amazing story. I definitely appreciated the voices, the intonation of how you approached your sentences. I don't really have any feedback. That was awesome.
Okay, thank you. Andrew Robbins.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed this story. It's a lot of fun to hear you telling it. It looks like you were having fun doing it yourself. The only thing I was going to mention is you got the audience involved. It's nice you had these questions for us. So it's good to get them engaged as well. So it added to the whole performance.
Yeah. And at the end, Aaron, once again.
The man in the hat. Tom, from the get-go, you got me engaged by switching your hat. So I thought immediately, like, okay, this is part of the performance. And then I'm not sure if this was intentional or not, but I saw you looking away, looking every which way. I'm not sure if you were trying to engage with the audience on the screen, but I was just captivated by where's he looking? Like, is this part of the story that he's about to tell? And then once you got started, you just kept rolling and you kept rolling, you kept rolling. I did also note about the pacing, especially when we get to the cat. As the cat gets closer, that's where I think that you had the opportunity to go slower with it, build up the tension, and then that surprises us even more when we get the. So that was just my suggestion, but I love the storytelling. I love the voices, and the Irish voice is a very hard accent. I try it and fail it multiple times, and I did notice it going in and out, but great effort.
Fantastic.
Get the point of Guinness.
Fantastic, all of you. Back to you, Susan.
Thank you so very much. Next, we have a spotlight by our class clown today. We're going to have Stephanie Bonnie Byrne with our joke master. Roll.
Give me 1 second. Nearly forgot.
I'm going to record it this time.
Why? Well, y'all ready for this? All right. 2 hillbillies were in a restaurant having lunch and discussing their moonshine operations. Suddenly, a woman across the aisle on the other side began to cough and choke. After a minute or so, it was apparent she was in real trouble. One of the hillbillies said to her, "Can you swallow?" "No." Then he asked, "Can you breathe?" The woman begins to turn blue and shakes her head no. The hillbilly went over to the woman, lifts up her dress, yanks down her drawers, and quickly gives her right butt cheek a quick lick. The woman is so shocked that she has a violent spasm, and the obstruction flies out of her mouth. As she began to breathe again, the hillbilly slowly walks back to his table. His partner says, "Golly, I done heard of that there hiney lick removal, but I ain't never seen it happen. Back to you.